Oh, alrighty, everybody. Hey, welcome to another episode of Sam Spade Tech. Uh, how's everybody doing today? Happy Sunday. It is March the 22nd, 2026. Welcome in, everybody. Don't really have anything planned for today, and that's okay. It's a lazy Sunday. What can I say? Um, Honestly, I feel like I should be using this time to actually talk about, or not talk about, but I should be utilizing this time more into creating long form video. Live streams are great, but they're not the draw. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people are kind of sort of losing interest in the live streams. Kick I'm also live on Kick, and Kick is another perfect example of that because uh, we were talking on my last stream about like there was so many people that used to stream on Kick when I streamed on Kick, and they either did it for a little while or just, did it haphazardly and like not very serious about it, or um, just did it for a while and then stopped. But then there was a few people that had a really big following, really good following, and then just decided to stop. For whatever reason or another. I believe a friend of mine had some health issues, so she stopped streaming. But there's rumors that she might be back. I don't know. That's I can't speak on that, but hopefully she does, and I wish her the best. But yeah, like I said, the Kick streaming was great for a while, and then it just feels like it kind of fell off, you know. But uh, I am a tech enthusiast. I don't claim to be a tech pro or anything like that. Uh, I'm an enthusiast, like a lot of people. I love tech. I love all things tech. I love learning about tech. I do like to refurb old laptops from time to time. I got a couple of Chromebooks I do have to get brushed up, so we might do that today because there's not really much else going on right now. My other, sorry, I'm looking for my other camera. Oh, it's up there. Um, yeah, there's not really much else going on today. So welcome in, guys. If you've got any cool tech videos you think uh, we could watch together on stream, send them my way. Be sure to hit me up in the bio or the description of this video. There's a link to the Discord on there. You can join the Discord, drop the links in there because I believe I have the links turned off because of spam reasons. Don't get me started. Give me 1 second. I forgot to activate my chats. Give me 1 second. Ping, ping. That might be why. Well, doesn't look like anyone's chatting on YouTube. And Kick is blank as well. So, like I said, I am going to brush up one of the laptops or Chromebooks rather that I have and maybe take a couple pictures of it and get it posted to eBay because I have I think two or three up on there right now. No, I have two Chromebooks and one Toshiba up there listed, and there's one that I was working on and do not have it listed. So I will probably be working on that today. But I got to get better at taking my live streams and turning them into long form videos because I have a lot of live streams. However, not a lot of long form or short form content to boot. So, but that's good. That's good. That's what we're going to be doing today because it looks like it's a lazy day, lazy Sunday. And I don't even know what is going on the tech side of things. So I've been a little bit out of the loop. We had my birthday week, and then this week is Cooper's birthday week. So we're gonna be hitting up Disney a few days this week. Played a little Fortnite last night. In case you didn't know, you can get these kicks absolutely free. You just gotta kick it and get 50 eliminations. So easy peasy. But you only got 3 days and 18 hours to do it. So I'm not sure if they'll allow you to stack the weekly challenges. Hopefully they do. But that's neither here nor there. That's for another channel. Anyway, what do we got? What do we got? Yeah, in tech news, the MacBook Neo, a lot of people are impressed with. Me personally, it looks nice, but it is just a glorified Chromebook. So, yeah, it's running Mac OS, but essentially, it is just a glorified, there it is. Yeah, it's a glorified Chromebook, and Mac needs to cool down. Essentially, it is
We
just
have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code.
But they've
This
been
is base.
I love my MacBook.
It a lot. This guy, I follow this guy, or rather I did. I thought I followed him. Jaku. He used to work for Linus Tech, and apparently wasn't getting paid enough. A lot of those guys were not getting paid very well at all. So he decided to start his own tech channel. Good for him. But he's got the recipe. Faux show. Anyway, let's just take a quick look at this video and see what he has to say about the Neo. That seems to be the hottest commodity right now. Again, it's a decent laptop for sure, but it's just a glorified iPhone. It's got the latest iPhone processor in it, only 8 gigs of RAM. I really feel like Apple should have at least put 16 gigs of RAM in there, since it's all on the chip anyway, right? It's all on the chip anyway. If they would have put 16 gigs of RAM on there, then, you know, but regardless, I think they're going to sell a few of these at the $500 price point. But if you want my honest opinion, it's junk. It's absolute junk. And I don't even think that is the MacBook Neo, because that's got an HDMI port on it and another SD card. But let's just take a listen.
Pro, and it's for good reason. You get industry-leading performance, battery life, trackpads, keyboards. It's basically the best laptop that money can buy. It's just that to buy it, you need a lot of money. So when Apple announced the MacBook Neo, the laptop I've got in the box here today, for $600 or $500 with educational pricing, I was kind of like, holy shit, this is no ordinary MacBook.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude. $500 for a MacBook, brand new, if you're a student. Again, though, it's good enough, but it's not very powerful. It's a glorified Chromebook.
I assure you, we're used to seeing MacBooks with Apple's M series of processors.
Right.
You've probably even seen the early ones, like the M1 MacBook Air, for similar pricing to this new MacBook Neo, maybe at Walmart or whatever. But this one is different. Look at this citrus. Wow. I wish they came out with an orange one that matched my
Citrus. Wow.
iPhone, but you know what? I'll take this. There's 3 other colors. We've got a silver.
Yeah, I do like the citrus color. Classic silver.
There's a pink and there's a blue.
Pink, and the blue looks pretty cool too.
But this definitely caught my eye over everything else.
I think that one is going to sell the most, because most people are really looking at the citrus and going,
but the color
ooh.
is not all there is to talk about here. I mean, sure, there's a 1.5 meter USB-C cable in here and a 20-watt charging brick. But what's interesting about the MacBook Neo, aside from the price and the color, is what's inside. See, this uses Apple's A18 Pro from last year's iPhone.
Womp, womp, womp. So it's a glorified iPhone chip. So you can imagine how good that's going to be at real intensive tasks. But at basic tasks, this thing's gonna smoke it. It's gonna
an
be
iPhone
good.
CPU in a laptop. What?
Yeah.
It might sound crazy,
Yeah.
but think about it. It's a way lower cost chip, and
Yep.
it's pretty similar in architecture.
It's similar. Where's the RAM? Because they should have just doubled it up and put some RAM in there.
At least
16
on a broad
gigs.
level. Because Apple's been building their M series of silicon that they use in their laptops on the ARM architecture, which is exactly the same architecture that iPhones have been using for years. So the fact that they can now take that iPhone chip and slap it in a laptop, it's not really surprising at all, but it's really, really exciting. Look at that. Wow. Oh, man. But before we get into using it, I need to talk about the outside of it, because the ports are also pretty interesting. As you probably know,
It's cool, but again, the ports are another big miss.
iPhones only have one port on the outside, right? So does this have Thunderbolt like all the other MacBooks? You do get two USB-C ports, but neither of them are Thunderbolt.
Wah, wah, wah.
One is a 10 gigabit port like those Pro iPhones have and supports DisplayPort output, and the other is just USB 2.
Wah, wah. Like, honestly, who uses USB 2 still? If you've got it on an old computer, fine, whatever, but... And it could be limitations of the chip itself, so that could be the problem.
They both support charging, but there's no Thunderbolt to speak of, which some people might not love, but remember, $500, $600 laptop, all right? We've also got a 3.
Yeah, but for $500, fucking... My $40 controller has Thunderbolt. My gaming controller, $40, has a Thunderbolt port. So don't tell me that is the biggest cost for this laptop. Like, no. What happened is Tim Cook was like, why do we still have all these USB 2s laying around? Fucking, let's put them in this laptop, get rid of them.
3.5mm headphone jack.
And as soon as they're low on the stock of that, the next MacBook Neo is going to come out. And whoa, it's going to have Thunderbolt. 2 Thunderbolt ports. Well, actually, no. They'll do 1 Thunderbolt port and then 1 USB 3 so they can get rid of all the USB 3 ports that they got laying around.
Back over here. And what on first glance might look like an SD card slot, but no, that's actually a speaker port. We've got to crack this open and look inside, but for now, let's take a look at all of the other interesting bits. It's a 13-inch laptop, 13-inch screen, and then there were 2. There is actually 2 different versions of the MacBook Neo. Ignoring the color options, we've got the base model for $599 with 256 gigs of storage, and the Neo Plus is what I'm going to call it, with 512 gigs of storage and a fingerprint reader. The base one does not have one. I honestly don't really use the fingerprint sensor, so it doesn't bother me, but it's something to keep in mind, and especially considering that 50 gigs or so of the storage are actually used by default, it's really a 200 gig MacBook. But if you're just using it for like Google Docs and email and whatnot, that's still plenty, and you should be able to do plenty with it. And what also might bother you if you're used to a fancier MacBook is potentially the keyboard and the trackpad. You see, since the mid-2010s, Apple's been using a haptic touchpad on their MacBook Pros, and I think since like 2018, 2019 on the MacBook Airs, this is taking it back old school. It's a physical touchpad that actually literally moves in and out as you click it. The MacBook Pro's touchpad does move, but it doesn't have a click action. That's actually done by a little haptic motor that's vibrating as you click. I do think I prefer the haptic touchpad on the fancy MacBooks, but this is totally acceptable. The keyboard, on the other hand, types great. You should subscribe to Jakku, baby. Yeah. It doesn't feel crazy different to me than my MacBook, but what you might not like is that it doesn't have backlighting. Backlighting? No backlighting. Could be a problem for you if you're a big night owl and you don't have a little light.
Wah, wah, wah. Again, like, and I get it. They're making it as cheap as humanly possible. But is backlighting really that difficult to give us on a keyboard? Is it really that difficult? I mean, you got to think LEDs are a dime a dozen now. Like, you can get a cheap ass LED for probably a penny.
Light on the side. Also, maybe just turn your brightness up. All right. Sheesh. I don't know if it's exactly the same keyboard as is on a MacBook Pro. But
you know what else they could have done? Just make it fucking glow in the dark. Has anyone ever seen that? I've never seen a glow in the dark fucking keyboard, but I'd buy one. Right? Just a little phosphorescence in there, make it glow in the dark.
it feels damn near identical to the keyboard on the MacBook Air I just tried. So yeah, that's great. And despite the click maybe not being the most satisfying haptic experience ever, it does track well. It's definitely still an Apple trackpad, and for that, I am grateful, because at this price point on some cheapo laptops you get at Best Buy or whatever, the keyboards, the trackpads, there are good options, don't get me wrong, but you gotta make sure you try them, and at least going with this, you know that you're getting something that's well built. It's aluminum chassis and everything, right? What you might not be getting, however, is the performance you want. Oh, what just happened? The screen just went black? Oh, hopefully mine isn't defective. I'll tell you, the one thing that Apple
Mulligan. Wow. So the screen just goes black randomly? That's nice. But freaking, I think people have gotten accustomed to, well, and maybe not. I don't know how to word this, but it's like they see the build quality of Apple and they're just like dazed by that, and they overlook all of the negative things that, you know, it's a Chromebook. It's a glorified Chromebook. Cheap quality at that.
Definitely has is the R&D budget to make a cheap laptop speakers sound really good. The amount of cheap laptops.
Now, I will give them that. And Apple has always done very well with that. They make some of the best sounding laptops and speakers out there.
With speakers firing downwards and bouncing off. Those are great when you're in bed. Not. It sounds great. I'm getting stereo separation. Like, you cover the ports on the side. It's terrible, but that's full volume. It's not distorted. That is huge. It's not going to sound as good as a MacBook Pro, but what about a MacBook Air?
Hey, Ryan Reynolds here for Mint Mobile.
Ugh. Mint Mobile. Sorry, I gotta mute these ads because I just can't.
The MacBook Air is really tinny on the high end, and this does sound a little bit muddier, but more balanced. Overall, I would prefer to listen to this over the MacBook Air. Maybe I'm crazy. It's probably not going to beat the MacBook Air on the webcam, or maybe it will. They're both 1080p, and looking at the preview on the MacBook Air, I think that it looks visually more pleasing, but it also looks kind of smooth. Like, look at my beard. It actually has like a fair bit more detail on the MacBook Neo's webcam. Like, it looks like a worse.
Is he looking at the same thing I am? He's saying the Neo has more detail?
Overall picture, but it's almost like looking at
very similar, but this looks like it's got a filter on it.
a 720p image.
Like, look at the quality of his hair. This looks like blended together, and you can see more hair over here.
They got upscaled to 4K, and then the MacBook Air is just a 1080p image, if that makes any sense. I don't know. There you are. And in playing the clips back now, I think the MacBook Neo's webcam is worse.
Yeah,
but it's also
way
still
worse.
Totally fine. In a pretty dark setting, the MacBook Air definitely has a better webcam, but the MacBook Neo's one is also fine. It just looks like the webcam from an old MacBook, and frankly, comparing these two is kind of funny because the price difference, it is large. Speaking of light, the screen, it is lit.
It is
an IPS
a large
panel, 219 pixels per inch, liquid retina, 500 nits peak brightness, just like a MacBook Air. It looks pretty good to me, and in practice, the screen is exactly what they say it is on the specs page. I tested it with Kalman Ultimate in my my little display tester. It hit 500 nits brightness exactly as they claimed, and I was shocked when I did the color accuracy test. Now, sure, SDR or standard dynamic range is not the hardest thing to do in the world. However, it's pretty impressive for a laptop to come out of the box with like a 0.65 average delta E. That's the difference between what color the machine is trying to show you and what it actually shows you. That is like professional level good. Like, you could.
This guy is like super nerding out. I have no idea what he just said.
Edit photos and videos on this thing and have not a problem in the world knowing that what you're seeing is what you're actually going to be delivering to your clients. That's fantastic. And the color gamut coverage is also really good. That is, so long as what you're working on uses the sRGB color space. It does cover 98% of that, but for the other color spaces like P3, 73%, and BT 2020, 52%, nowhere near as much coverage. You're definitely not doing HDR workflows on it because it doesn't do HDR, but that's fine. If I needed to review a video with this thing on the go, I'd be good to go. I mean, sure, the viewing angles is not nearly as good as my MacBook Pro, but it's totally usable. It's a cheap device, man. It is what it is. But you know what's not cheap? Having your identity stolen or a family member get scammed.
Nope.
Very capable laptop. It's not the fastest thing in the universe. It is, however, still 6 cores, 2 performance, 4 efficiency. It's got a 5-core GPU. It's got 60 gigabytes of memory bandwidth. It has specs, but it also only has 8 gigabytes of RAM. And that is one of the biggest points of contention I've seen online. I see people say, whoa, 8 gigabytes of RAM. That's like 3 Chrome tabs. First off, maybe get a better browser. And second off, I'm going to prove you wrong right now. I got Crab Rave playing in 4K in the top left. The Apple stock chart up on the top right. I got a GitHub repo open here on the left, just checking it out, clicking through some files. And in the bottom right, I'm playing classic Minecraft. And I'm screen capturing it all at the same time. So yeah, the MacBook Neo, it can do stuff. I mean, sure, we're probably doing it a bit of a hurt. 35% utilized. That's not even that bad. Our
That's not
memory
bad.
pressure is definitely high.
Yeah, memory. You're using 7 gigs. That's still pretty good because you're playing a game and doing all that stuff.
Swapping, even with all this stuff in use right now. Hell,
No
let me open
swap.
up some more tabs here. Oh no, man, my MacBook Neo, it can't do real work. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a dude on Twitter. Yeah, look at that, boys and girls. Guess what? I mean, sure, it's swapping a little bit now, but the music is still playing. The Minecraft is still Minecrafting, and it can also do a hell of a lot more than that, like edit a 4K video in DaVinci Resolve over the network with suboptimal footage that's interframe rather than intraframe. I mean, it's not like the craziest, best timeline performance I've ever seen in my life, but it's totally usable. And the reason it can do this
Wow.
is Apple's really, really strong investment in their silicon into making hardware acceleration a big thing. There's H.264, HEVC, ProRes acceleration on basically every modern Apple chip, and the A18 Pro is no exception to that. Here, look, I'll take this clip, and you know what? We're gonna crop it a little bit on the left. Yeah, to get that hats out there. And then you know what? We're actually gonna make it zoom. And you know what? I'm gonna stabilize it. Ooh, 60 FPS, look at that, it's running great. Hey, there you go. Now, boom. You know, just to add insult to injury for all you people, I'm even gonna screen record at the same time. There you go. Boom. You see, look, memory usage, it's pretty full, but it's working. Now I'm screen recording and I'm editing in Resolve. Maybe I'll make my editor edit a whole video on the MacBook Neo just for funsies. Oh, and you know what? Here, let me check screen recording. Flawless. Hardware acceleration, baby. On one hand, the MacBook Neo's performance is actually kind of impressive when you compare it to, say, an M1 Air. It's like 20% faster single-threaded in Cinebench 2026. In Geekbench's single-threaded score, it's 47.
Wow. So it's actually better than the old MacBook Air M1, which I did have an M1 at MacBook Air at one time.
Percent higher. In the multi-threaded score on Geekbench, it's almost 5% faster. It's potentially pretty good on paper. That is maybe until you compare it to, I don't know, the M5 powered MacBook Air.
Yeah. That's not much worse though.
Which is a substantially more expensive device, but this is also a substantially slower device. In 3D Mark's Solar Bay Extreme Ray Trace test, 68% slower. In Cyberpunk, 54% slower. In Shadow of the Tomb Raider, almost 59% slower. Blender Monster CPU render, 59% slower. Blender Monster GPU render, 58% slower. Future Bench Photoshop, 61% lower. Future Bench Premiere, 61% lower. Future Bench DaVinci, fuck.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough. And hey, at some point, maybe you'll even be able to install Linux on this thing. For realsies, in my 2 days of messing about on this laptop, sure, it doesn't quite feel as extremely instantaneously snappy as my $5,000 MacBook Pro, but this is not a $5,000 computer. One thing I really wanted to see is how fast this thing charges, because as you might recall, it only has a 20-watt charging brick and a battery that's about...
Hey, what's up, Aljabri? Aljabri, how you doing, buddy? We're just watching more stuff on the MacBook Neo. Oh my God, what is wrong with this guy's fingernails? Holy shit. Whoa, this guy's gotta fix that. Jesus Christ. Holy cow, this guy bites his fucking fingernails. Wow, sorry. I just paused it at this moment. Look at his fucking fingernails, dude. He has fucking eaten those to a nub.
half as small as the one...
Wow,
the
dude.
M5 MacBook Air, which
Do not chew your fingernails.
I've got right below it. They're both dead.
Holy shitballs.
Fast they charge. And there you have it. It charges about half as fast, 30 watts roughly, instead of 60.
That is crazy, dude. That cannot
comes with is only 20 watts,
Cannot
and
be
it
good.
has bigger than half the size battery, so it definitely charges much slower than a MacBook Air, but it also doesn't have anywhere near as much battery life. The MacBook Neo scored 9 hours and 45 minutes in my endurance video streaming test. That's a 1080p stream, 200 nits brightness on the screen, audio off, whereas the MacBook Air was 15 hours and 45 minutes. That's a 6-hour difference.
Wow.
Pretty closely correlates to the size of the battery, so it does make sense, but even though this is a lower powered system, Apple's power efficiency is no joke on the higher powered systems when they're not doing much, and it shows. It's still not bad, but it's definitely something to be aware of if you're comparing the two, and battery life is a huge deal for you. On the thermals and power front, it stayed nice and cool on the exterior of the chassis, unlike the MacBook Airs like to just roast the shit out of you. I'm like 95% sure that the board in here just it doesn't have a heatsink and doesn't even connect to the chassis. This thing thermal throttles pretty much instantaneously. Here is a 3D Mark run I recorded the temperature and power data from, and you can see right as the test starts, 17 seconds into our recording here, we're at 7.5 watts on the GPU. Yeah, that's power, baby. But we're also at 104 degrees on the GPU. And it stays there pretty consistently until the power is dropped enough, down to maybe 3.5 watts, for the GPU to come down to a much more reasonable 102. But is this just limited to the GPU? Maybe the CPU is better, right? Wrong. Cinebench multi-core. Right as it starts, we're at 7 watts on the CPU. We're cruising, right? And then pretty much immediately, the CPU temperature is up to 100 degrees, and our power draw, again, drops to like 4 watts. Yeah, it's hot. I kind of wonder if you could make the MacBook Neo better by just like adding a thermal pad. But what does it have for cooling? Why don't we find out?
You probably could. Nothing.
Man, Apple's hardware design
it has no thermal cooling
this
at
looks
all.
Like pretty repairable, shockingly. That's trackpad right there. There's a little ribbon cable
and
for it. The big
and it
chunk of
is
battery here.
pretty
it looks like the whole
repairable.
tray will just come out, and then you can just replace the battery like that. That's pretty
You
sleek. I
could
mean, I'm just trying to think what it would be like
just
if you were a school
take out
and
the
you bought like
motherboard
5,000 of these things. Kids would break Chromebooks like no other. And there's the speaker module right there.
wow.
It's very
Yeah,
plastic.
you could,
There's the 3.5 mil jack right there.
You can
It's
just
color matched plastic. That's cool.
swap out the motherboard because I don't know if you can see it, but right here, I don't even think that's part of it. Just this is the main board. Just that. Oh, thank you, man. You out of here already? Well, I appreciate you stopping by, man. You doing anything fun today? But yeah, so this is the main board right here.
Ooh, look at that. There's the 36 watt hour / 9600 milliamp hour battery right there. You know, this is probably there for if you accidentally spill something into this thing, it doesn't 100% destroy it for sure. There is the entire brain of the MacBook Neo. And as expected, there's no thermal pad to sink the heat into the actual chassis of the laptop. It's just this circuit board and like the metal cover on top of it. So you could probably make the Neo.
Just finished? What's EID just finished? What
Way faster by adding a couple thermal pads in here at the expense of making the surface temp a little bit higher. Like if they made a Mac Mini that was like $299, that was just this board. It's basically a Raspberry Pi, man. And then these are like springs, I guess, basically. Huh. That's kind of cool. I don't know if I want to take this off. Ooh, there's Loctite on these. I guess you don't want your trackpad to come loose. That would suck. Oh my god. Has a little bit of gasket material on the other side. And oh yeah, there you go. Now you can see the springy boys. You see that? And that's how the trackpad works. Repairability wise, seems pretty great actually. I mean, obviously the computer part of it is not upgradable in the traditional sense. As much as there's space for them to have put an M.2 slot on this thing. That would have been cool. One thing I was really curious to try is this Realtek 10 gig Ethernet dongle. For some reason, it's not negotiating at 10 gig, even though I got a 10 gig switch, but it is working at 5 gig. And I'll take it. 5 gig all day, baby. Look at that. Sheesh. Especially if you're used to 1 gig, man. That's 5 times faster. And it works. No problem. Let's try the Wi-Fi. And while it does seem a touch slower than the M4 series, which also has Wi-Fi 6E, I'm getting like 1200-ish up and down on the M4 MacBook Air and 900 and 1000-ish on the MacBook Neo. That's still plenty fast to do pretty much anything. It's a pretty impressive little machine. Don't get me wrong. You probably can get a Windows laptop for the same amount of money that would be faster. But I pretty much assure you, it's not going to have as good or color accurate of a screen. It's not going to have as good of a keyboard. It's not going to have as good of a trackpad.
Yeah. And that I give it to Apple. That is one couple areas where they do things better than anyone. The hardware form factor, the speakers, and the screens. Their screens are top notch.
It's probably not going to be made out of a nice aluminum unibody like this, but think about it. If you're buying a laptop for your nan or your mom or your whatever, and you just need something that like works, the MacBook Neo is pretty sick. Backlit keyboard and like please, a Thunderbolt port would be huge. I like it a lot. But let me know down in the comments what you think of the MacBook Neo. And if you like the color, it'll be linked down in the description. Also down there will be some.
Oh, better than your Wi-Fi.
Links to other MacBooks that you can get for a similar price used on eBay, because that might honestly be better for you. While you're down there, get subscribed and maybe hit the like button if you like this video. It's pretty cute, man. I love the color.
Yeah, guys. Subscribe to Jakku if you like him. But yeah, the Neo, it seems like a pretty solid laptop. Like he said, for your nan or your grandma or your mom or whatever. And you could do some basic editing on it. So it's a decent laptop, but it throttles almost immediately. So, and maybe like you don't notice it. Yeah, for the next iteration, Apple, give us freaking 16 gigs. Oh, okay. EID is a celebration for Muslims. I did not know that. I'd never heard of that. But yeah, if you know, I know the Neo just came out, but if they make another one, 16 gigs, Thunderbolt ports, and yeah, I don't know. That's it. And honestly, just put the fingerprint reader on there. There's no reason to just have 2 different versions of that. But, oh, and backlit keyboard would be nice. Or glow in the dark. I'd take a glow in the dark keyboard all day long. I feel like glow in the dark keyboards are kind of a no-brainer. Ah, yes. Better thermals as well. Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's videos out there of people adding thermals to the Neo already. Just a little bit of thermal tape or thermal paste. Here, let me actually. Yeah, right here already.
How much physical pain are you willing to endure if it means your laptop will run a little better? Today we're testing out the thermal pad modification on our MacBook
How's that physical pain?
Neo, because it turns out Apple leaves about 1 millimeter worth of space between the bottom of your laptop and the CPU. But this is a lot of metal that we could use to help dissipate more heat. So by taking a thermal pad and cutting it so it
I'm shocked that they didn't do that.
fits directly on top of our MacBook CPU, now all the heat generated from it will go directly into the bottom of our case here. For comparison, this is pre-modification, where we can measure the CPU frequency over the course of a Cyberpunk benchmark, which as you can see thermal throttled under 2 gigahertz, and a resulting FPS was 36. So now with our thermal pad modification installed, we can run that exact same test to see that our P-cluster CPU frequency is well over 3 gigahertz, and our resulting FPS is now
Brazilla's here. Welcome in, buddy. Wakanda forever, eh? Wakanda forever. How you doing, man? We're just watching some more stuff about the MacBook Neo. And this guy just added thermal paste to the processor. And he's already, just by doing that, just a little bit of tape and thermal tape or whatever the hell that thing's called, he's gaining like 11 FPS.
42, up from 36 pre-mod.
36. Okay, not 11. So like 6, 7, 8 frames a second.
Modification. Now that is an absurd improvement just
That is.
by adding a tiny bit of thermal pad inside of our MacBook Neo. Now I will say the bottom of the case is expectedly quite a bit hotter. We're basically using all this metal now as a heatsink to pull heat away from the CPU. So while it might hurt a bit more to keep on your lap now due to the extra heat, the increased performance, in my opinion, is worth it. Although I don't know what that means for the longevity of this. How much physical pain?
I mean, you hate your mind. What do you mean you hate your mind? What does that mean? I think that's great. What is this? Cooling pad thermal for SSD saver? All right. 6, 7. 6, 7. I don't even know what that means. I'm sure it means something, but the kids aren't telling us what it means. They claim it means nothing, but I don't know about that. Yeah, thermal pad mod. Come on, y'all. Learn how to edit your videos better. Come on. That was like, how long? A whole minute? A whole minute of you taking out screws? Is that really necessary? Look at this. Oh, does it? 6, 7 means a way to flip someone off. I figured it meant something. I didn't know what. Wait, is that all you're adding? You did all that just to add that tiny little piece of tape there? I feel like the other guy did it better because he just put it across this whole thing here. For real though, like this is the, oh my God. How many views does this video have? Only 72. Yeah, see, like this one. Wait, but this is the Air M4 Air. Yeah, why is this is so crazy? So this is the M4 one. Oh God.
Jenny, we need you to build a spacecraft. What's
We
your
do?
plan?
It needs to be fast with blasters. And when
Hi, in this video, I'm going to share with you how I install a thermal pad on the SoC inside the MacBook Air M4, and I'll be looking at Apple's official repair guide, step by step to open it up. And as for why I'm doing this, well, I'll explain as we go. I won't be running Geekbench or Benchmark or anything fancy, just sharing what I noticed in real-world use after the mod. First, shut down the MacBook Air completely and unplug everything. I may not use everything you see here, but it's good to have them handy just in case. Here's the thermal pad that I'm using. It's 1mm thick and it's 100 by 100 millimeters, which I researched it to be enough, and you'll see why. And I've got affiliate links to most of the tools and parts down below. If you use them, I get a small commission, so thank you for your support. I'll need a P5 pentalobe screwdriver and maybe a magnet to pick up the screws. It has a specialized 5-pointed star-shaped tip that you
Yep, that's the hand gesture. Means I consider you equal to my crotches. What? All right.
can
I
barely see
never
inside
heard
a
that.
microscope. A pry tool if I need it, because I'll likely be using this suction cup instead. Scissors to cut the pad, or I can use a smaller one. Straight edge to help mark straight line when cutting
He's
the pad.
got 2 pairs of scissors. I'm sorry, this guy's voice is like so soothing, and I'm playing it at like +2. I'm featured in your feed. What do you mean? On YouTube?
Thermal pad, 4.7 stars by over 1,600 reviewers on
Okay.
Amazon. I'll cut this in halves. It'll be perfect. I've done my research, and this is all I need. All right, let's open this up. Flip it over. First, make sure the hinge vents face up north or away from you.
All right.
Different from
I'm bored
bottom,
already
without
with this
screws,
guy.
3 and 4. As you can see, this is what I'm doing for all 4 spots. The suction cup has a really strong grip. Actually, the cup will feel it grabs on.
Do you
then
have to
will
use
well,
a
that was not quite gently.
suction
I
cup?
might have released all the clips together, by the way. So that just shows how I can feel all the clips are released. Pretty sure.
Damn.
Okay, next, slightly lift the bottom case, then pull the bottom case towards you.
Try
just like
YouTube
that.
Enhancer Chrome thingamajig. What do you mean? I'll look that up in a second. All right, hang on, guys. Let me look up Discord. What's you got here? Hey, Talking Tech. Yeah, that'll always just put it up in the feed. So if you're following someone and they're live, it's gonna put them up there like immediately. Yeah, that's normal. That is normal. And then what were you saying? A YouTube enhancer? Is it this one? YouTube your way. Mouse and keyboard shortcuts. Doesn't it have all this? Quickly adjust speed, playback quality, volume. Mouse wheel or keyboard shortcuts. There's already keyboard shortcuts though for speed. That's why I'm wondering, like, what does this actually do? Oh, it removes the ads? Does it? Shorts. So it hides the shorts? I guess I'm confused. Because I don't want to hide the YouTube shorts. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind the shorts necessarily. I don't know. I'll add it, but I don't know what it's gonna enhance. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Mode, keyboard shortcuts, media player. And then YouTube tab detected. You have YouTube already open. Please reload. Okay. Yeah, like you said, if it's got some good stuff in it, but I don't know that I'll use all of it or any of it, but I'll give it a look. I started watching Designated Survivor. Designated Survivor. I haven't heard of that one. Let's see. Playback speed, backup, playback quality, video codecs, pop-up, mini player, autoplay, controls, custom script, theme, appearance, and cinema mode. Cinema mode. Oh, see, that's kind of cool. A little cinema mode. You start. Yeah, right. Starting to like foreign politics. Well, good luck with that. Ooh, that's, okay, so I like that. Now, I'll automatically enable the cinema mode. Is that IEMS? Don't know. Never heard of that either. Let's see what that does.
Because there are tired dogs in your area, there are drivers in your area.
So I do like that.
This
where it
is
blacks
Jess.
out.
She needs her money to work as hard as
That's
she
cool.
does. That's why she uses U.S. Banks.
Hi, in this video, I'm going to share with you
See,
how I
remember where I was.
task like Apple Intelligence, even if limited, and heavier multitasking demands, especially on Apple
so now my
Silicon.
speed.
While I know the M4 is efficient, it could run warmer more often, especially in thin, fanless machines like this MacBook Air. So yeah, adding a thermal pad to help draw heat from the SoC to the aluminum chassis makes more sense now than ever. Now I'm going to work around this trackpad ribbon cable. Yeah, I hope this thermal pad does well, transferring that heat to the
All right,
aluminum shell
Algebra.
and acting like a
Hey,
giant
thanks for
passive
stopping
heat
in,
sink.
man.
I'm repeating this like 3 different ways. It's in the script. Okay, so as I lay this down, it's kind of covering this gap right here. I'll just shave off a little so it fits better. I want the heat to be able to circulate a bit more in this area instead of trapping it underneath the pad. Just a tiny bit off. Boom, thermal pad haircut complete. Sometimes a small cut makes a big difference. So again, I'm going to work around the ribbon cable. Just working around this ribbon cable so it doesn't feel smothered. And because the ribbon cable is delicate and not meant to transfer heat.
Yeah, why
So
doesn't
you see,
he
I'm going to place
just
this side
put
over
it
the front.
underneath?
It doesn't
the
matter
ribbon
which side you
cable?
want to use. It's designed that way, so don't worry. Since this side has the transparent protective film, I don't want to forget to remove it, so I'm going to fold it. So you can see why you want to have the blue side facing up, so it's easier to see that you need to remove the protective film.
Doesn't he just
Gotta make
put
sure
it
fits just
underneath
right
the
because you
ribbon
don't want your
cable?
MacBook Air thinking it's wearing an oversized jacket. You know, I never thought I'd be applying blue rectangles to high-end Apple hardware, but here we are, and it feels
Yeah,
kind of satisfying.
yeah, there should be minimal delay.
It feels
I've
like
got
buying a Lego set,
YouTube
except when you
on
mess up, it costs you
YouTube on ultra low latency, and Kick we've found out that has the same thing.
$1,200 or $300. To lift this up a bit to see if it's still alive, I'm just going to fill in the inner gap. It's like Tetris, but with thermal conductivity and slightly higher stakes.
But why didn't he just
Don't worry, it's not perfect
put
science.
it
It's more like
underneath
close enough, but
the
with confidence.
ribbon cable?
Just give it a little pat, like, there you go, buddy, stay
So
cool.
confused.
Finally, that would be my last
It
piece.
seems like a lot of unnecessary work.
Basically, I just covered the logic board area with the thermal pad. You can see the logic board starts right here.
But why didn't he put it under
Right,
the
just peel
ribbon
off the
cable?
plastic film. Again, it's very satisfying. Make sure the pieces are sticky so you don't miss anything. Now, putting the back case back, you want to make sure that you slide the screws back into the hooks of the back shell. Leave a little gap at the hinge and press it down and push forward using 2 hands. There you go, you can hear the click. You can lift it out to see if there are any gaps around the seams. Good job.
Yeah,
To really secure it, I'm going to screw in the top 2 first before I press the bottom case down until the internal clips click.
it's just a lot
Look.
more work when you could have just put two pieces.
The hinge pins.
You know what I mean? You could have just put 2 pieces.
Now I press the
and
bottom case down
put
until
it
the 4 internal clips
like-
snap into place.
tuck it underneath the ribbon cable.
That's the last snap. You
But
should hear
whatever,
4
he's
clicks
got
too.
it going the
And
way
there
he
you go.
wants
You
it.
can examine
So
along the
good.
seams if there are any gaps before screwing in the remaining 2 screws. Just 2 more screws and we're completely
It doesn't seem like it. but it does have like hidden clips inside.
Thanks for your patience for keeping up this far.
And it looks like he tightened them too much because now those screws look like in the back look like they're
And we're now
concave.
good to go. All done. Now you can check along the seams to see if there are any gaps. There is one right here. I believe this is how it's supposed to be because of the thermal pad placement, but everywhere else is perfect. So the next day after some use, it's closed up a bit. It seems over time the pressure of the screws and the slight compression of the thermal pad help everything settle in tighter. So if you notice a tiny gap after reassembly, don't panic. It may naturally compress and even out even more. And the moral of the story, aluminum's chill. Just give it a day or two. After installing the thermal pad and using the MacBook Air for a bit, I noticed a difference. When I run Final Cut Pro, the back doesn't heat up as quickly as it did before. Before, I could feel the heat almost right away near the ports, but now it seems like the heat spreads more evenly across the aluminum back, so that area doesn't feel as hot anymore. Even with other apps on top of Final Cut Pro, the heat doesn't spike as fast as it used to. The aluminum doesn't feel cold, of course. That one hot spot near the edge isn't as sharp anymore, and that tells me that the thermal pad is definitely doing something. It's not a miracle, but it's a noticeable improvement in daily use.
That's
Just a quick tip,
shocking
I
to
got these
me
little stands
that
to help elevate the MacBook. It gives the bottom more room to breathe, so
that
the heat can dissipate
Apple
more easily through the aluminum chassis. All right, that's all I got for this.
Did it have under the black padding? No.
Video. I hope it was helpful, and as always, thank you for watching.
But yeah, I'm shocked that Apple didn't actually add more thermal padding or thermal transfer. So I do like this enhancer app. Like this part, the cinema mode, is kind of cool. I'm gonna leave that. This is the settings for that. So let's, oops. And I will pin that for now. Don't need that. Don't need that. Ad block, I like having up there. Yeah, that's fine. All right. But yeah, adding thermals for sure. Thermals are very important. Kick notification. For what? For going live? Yeah, see, this guy's doing the same thing. All right. Look at this guy. I left Linus Media Group. What do I do now?
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it.
I wonder if YouTube heard me.
Thank you. That's the most important thing I have to say right now. If there's nothing else you take away from this video, then please take my gratitude. You, the people who followed me through my days at Linus Media Group, and you, the people who found me only afterwards, or even you, the people who have no idea who the heck I am, or, hate my guts for one reason or another. Thank you all. It's because of you that I reached the heights that I did. And it's because of you that I'm here in front of the camera again. If you just want to know what that means for this channel, head to this timestamp. But if you want to know more about what I mean...
You like this guy?
When I first started this career in content creation, I didn't have any grand ambitions. I didn't expect to ever be on camera. I didn't expect certain people to like me even if I was, and I certainly didn't expect to have fans. My biggest goal was to make content that...
Is his name Emily?
...that made people as excited about tech as I am.
Is he a she?
And I was willing to move cross-country to reach the largest audience I could. I wanted to share the knowledge that I've gained throughout the years and, well, hopefully to help people through darker times, the way that YouTube helped me through mine a decade ago. Honestly, the first thing that went through my mind when I left LMG, the first thing that I cried about, was the realization that I might not be able to do that anymore. The whole reason I came here in the first place. The thing is, before leaving, I could still do that, even without being on camera. When I came out as trans in 2023, I kind of expected that to be the end of my on-camera appearances, and, for the most part it was. And I was fine with that. I stuck with writing because, even if I didn't host, I was still making the content. I was still able to work on cool things and, share them with the class. That was all that mattered to me. Being on camera was never the goal. It was never the point. But even now, I get so many mentions and messages asking when I'll be back on camera. I get notes from people saying that they look up to me, that they miss me. But somewhere along the line, I started to realize that, far from the negative response that I had expected, people legitimately wanted to see me. So that leaves me with a strange question that I honestly wasn't comfortable with answering. At what point does being the center of attention go from the heights of hubris to the less selfish option? You know, the funny thing about hubris is that you often won't realize that you have it until it's clear that you're not quite as good as you think you are. And, well, maybe it's the same in reverse. I've personally followed the Dunning-Kruger curve on several topics, including PC repair, and, you know, I've consistently been shown that there's still far more to learn than I knew. There's always something more to learn. It's why I know there's plenty more for me to learn about myself, and, well, far more to learn about being in the public eye, like I was at LNG. And now that I'm putting myself out there again, it's also why I won't ever claim to be an expert at anything. Not even my favorite video games. Like, can I play that on Maniac? No. Like, sure, part of it's a self-esteem thing. Yeah, but I also don't ever want to return to a position where I think I know everything and, you know, just get arrogant about it. What I'd much rather do is learn more and share what I've learned. Take Apple products, for example. Like, up until 2011 or 2012, I hated them on principle. I thought Macs were stupid. I thought iPods were an overpriced knockoff of existing tech that everyone thought was Apple's invention for some reason. Even the word podcast annoyed me because we already had words for that. But what I hated was also what I didn't understand.
Yeah, I've seen older videos of this guy on Linus's channel. So that's kind of why I clicked on this, because I was like, oh, he left Linus. Like, let's see what happens. And unfortunately, I had no idea that he had transitioned. I had no idea. I don't follow this guy. I'm not like a fan or anything, but it was just like interesting.
What Apple brought to the table wasn't new and revolutionary. It didn't have to be. But rather what it was tech that was packaged in a way that made it accessible to people who weren't, you know, snorting lines of tech like I was. What I saw was a watering down of a passion of mine. And I hated that. A lot. But the thing is, where did that leave me in my tech career? I had no idea what to do when someone brought me a Mac to fix or set up. I looked like a complete idiot, and that's because I was. For as much as I thought I knew, there was always someone else who was way more advanced. Like computer repair, it wasn't until I was in a high school work placement that I even installed a CPU for the first time. Not to my first job until I built a computer from scratch for the first time. And Linux, like when I was dabbling with Mandrake or whatever back in the day, at least one classmate of mine was already setting up servers and networking like Red Hat. And later, a coworker was daily driving it, even back when Wine couldn't at all pull off the latest games. Like sure, I was always the person that my friends and family turned to for tech help, but I wasn't ever an expert. Like if you've ever wondered how someone can put proficient with Microsoft Office on a resume and then turn out to have no idea how to do even mildly interesting things with formatting or formulas, like that's kind of where I was at. And frankly, that's still where I'm at with Office.
I'm confused as to like what this video is.
Like over time, I slowly started to realize how little I really knew. In the years leading up to working at LNG, I had a lot of time to reevaluate that. For reasons I'm still grappling with and won't get into today, I tied a lot of my self-worth to my usefulness and expertise. And let me tell you, I suffered for that. Since then, I've gotten familiar enough with all of the above, basically, to be what I consider to be useful. And, you know, I think that one of my real strengths has always been in taking complex things and breaking them down into simpler terms. I think that's probably where my reputation for being an expert comes from. It's also why I don't want to claim to be an expert, because, really, I'm not. What I am is an enthusiast with a drive to learn. I'm someone who wants to share a passion with the world. Someone who wants to show others the cool, shiny things that make their eyes light up and activates all the good neurons. Most of my knowledge comes from just casually reading and messing around with stuff, and it's the kind of thing I want to encourage people to do. So many people tell me that they could never do whatever it is that I do. It's too complicated. But the reality is, as much as people put me up on a pedestal as some tech deity, there's nothing special about me. I'm not a comp sci major. A+ is the highest certification that I have, and that's kind of tech's bottom floor. There's a whole host of stuff that I have absolutely no idea about, including stuff that those same people are good at. And here's the thing, like, as far as I'm concerned, they can totally do what I do. And for that matter, you can totally do what I do. I think that's what I want this project to be about. I want to spark wonder and excitement, and open the door so you can follow me down the rabbit holes I fall into. And hey, if you do, that's great. Welcome to the party. If not, then, well, maybe you'll still get a kick out of some of the things that I dig up, whether it's bleeding edge tech or retro time or something else entirely. I mean, I do think about the Roman Empire a lot. But it is important to remember that it is just me here.
It's interesting that he thinks about the Roman Empire a lot, because that's usually a male trait. Just saying.
I don't have the support staff that I did at Linus Media Group. I'm choosing my own topics, I'm writing my own scripts, I'm shooting my own videos, editing my own videos, and half of those things are not something that I've got much experience with. I mean, heck, I've tried 3 times now to shoot this exact video because I kept messing up, like the lighting or the framing or even just the delivery. It's a huge learning process for me. And that's the reality that comes with going solo, to say nothing of things like no longer having access to test equipment and the uncertain income. That last part worries me the most, though. I've been exposed to a lot of camera work and editing at LNG, and I've absorbed a fair chunk of it through osmosis. But the business side, that's a black box to me. So here's how I think this is going to work. You probably noticed this video is monetized. Why? Well, aside from being able to pay rent this month, which I definitely do want to do, I want to get a feel for how feasible it is for me to go without using things like mid-rolls that disrupt the flow of the video.
The Sega Genesis has blast processing. Super Nintendo doesn't.
I'm also looking to figure out if I can do all of this without sponsorships. Like, I mean, if sponsorships came my way, I might consider them, but I'd like to be very careful about who I sign with.
I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know.
want to use my own voice rather than simply like parroting talking points, you know? Like VPN sponsorships, they're common on YouTube, but I'd like to actually educate people on how to use them. And I need to have used the product or service before. I'm not going to say anything that I disagree with, and that's something that I'm going to take directly from LMG. But some channels don't have sponsorships. And if I can do this without them, I will. But the only way to do that is with direct support from, well, regular viewers out there like you. And that is a difficult topic for me. Like, I wanted to establish myself on my own merits before taking people's money for basically just work that I did at LMG. For those of you who sent super thanks when I got monetization for the channel and accidentally retroactively enabled them, well, thank you. Genuinely. You have no idea how much that support means to me morally. But at the same time, people have also legitimately asked, do I have a Patreon that they can send money to support me? And I don't know, it's something that is just so completely out there for me because I don't see my own worth in the same way that a lot of people seem to. Kind of blows my mind. Here's the compromise. I can
Yeah, it kind of blows my mind too.
Commit to only so much.
I don't know why his or her self-worth is such an issue for them, since he's clearly established and can do a lot of things
right now. So I'm gonna launch Patreon, so you can support me if you want, but think of it more like a tip jar. I can offer some of the standard stuff, like videos a day early, names in videos, a Discord server, maybe some behind-the-scenes stuff or updates on what I'm working on, but I can't really do much else for that right now. If that sounds good to you, though, you can find the link in the description. But please, don't feel like you need to. I'm still going to be making the videos. And to start with, I'm aiming for a bi-weekly schedule to accommodate for, well, let's call it training. And I'm planning to start with useful tech tips and tech wiki style content to cut my editing teeth on. Like, for example, did you know that Bluetooth audio doesn't have to suck on PC, or that it matters which USB ports you use, aside from just whether they're 3.0 or whatever? Or have you ever wondered why a 10,000 milliamp battery bank looks like this, but laptops only usually go up to like 2,800 milliamp hours? I'm also looking at the documents and things that I've been having to learn over the past few months, and there'll probably be a project or two thrown in there too. Like, I need to get my workstation back up to date hardware-wise, and, well, I mean, it was like 2018 hardware. Not terrible, but not really up to snuff. And I can go into the decisions I made during the process of acquiring that new hardware. The problem is I still haven't built it yet. This is actually still my old workstation. I really need to get on that. But I just won't be able to do things like review AMD's upcoming Ryzen 9 9950X3D or the NVIDIA 5000 series Blackwell GPUs that are basically launching now. Like, that doesn't mean that I don't have opinions on tech or anything, just to be clear, but, you know, anything that I say about next-gen CPUs or GPUs or whatever, it should be taken as the opinion that it is, informed or not. As for a certain other elephant,
Yeah, I was gonna see like if
if
she's actually making videos right now, or because this one I think was from a year ago.
Channel, then you'd know that I'm transgender. I don't intend to make the channel about that, don't worry, but I do hope that that puts me into a unique position of being an inviting figure for everyone of every persuasion. And like, to that end, I'm not gonna hide it, and I'm not gonna hide my gay little screwdriver either. I just want to get that out of the way.
I'm sorry. Sorry, my gay little
Because
screwdriver.
while I am going to keep being who I am, I don't care to get into things like fan wars. I don't want to get into politics or drama YouTube or to be compared to other creators, positively or negatively. I want to stand on my own. I want a community that sprouts up around my content to be open and accommodating without gatekeeping or unnecessary snark.
Absolutely.
That's how I feel today. And in some ways, it's how I felt for years now. I want to prove that you can be successful without clickbait, without hot takes, without flashy spectacle, and hopefully without stupid YouTube thumbnail faces. I don't ever want to do another one of those. Like, no shade to the people who are playing the game. I get it. But I want to prove that the stuff that I like, the stuff that I'm interested in, people are just as interested in it as I am. After all, isn't that kind of what YouTube's supposed to be about? So, come and learn with me. Remove the blocks saying you can't do it. Open your mind and become an expert, like me, the way that I did. You'll be able to find me on YouTube, Blue Sky, Twitter, Threads, and Fediverse to start with. And I'll do my best to cross-post everything so nobody's left out. And I guess that's it. That's everything I need to say. I'm looking forward to getting back to it. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, and, well, let's do great things. Okay, I really hope that's it this time.
There you go. I was a little confused as to what that video actually was, but it's got 1.5 million views, so good for her. I guess this was probably her first video of like saying she's coming back to do stuff. Let's see. Oh, Linus commented, I was there at 69,000 subscribers, which is a nice number, but I'm sure it will only get nicer. LS. Yeah. I guess I'm confused because I thought it was going to be him talking about that he left, like why he left Linus Media Group. But it wasn't that at all. So let's see what she's up to. Videos. No. Damn. Hasn't done anything. 2 years ago, poorly shot reintroduction, and then I left. Now what? And then how a simple mistake ruined my new PC 8 months ago. Dang. Hasn't done anything. Oh, snap. Yeah, that's too bad. You know, and I guess she did very well on Linus, but on her own, not as much. And the video end of things is really hard to do. It really is, and that's not where I struggle, but like I just haven't gotten into a rhythm of like taking the live streams and turning those into shorts and videos. But yeah. 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 And I'm not saying like her transition had anything to do with that, but I don't know. I don't know.
Put him down!
Prediction
audiences can't.
It just like I don't know. I just don't know. But the whole transgender movement, it just weirds me out. You know? Not for good or bad, like you do you, boo. Like I got no qualms with you, but personally it fucking weirds me out. So and I've met a few transgender people who are genuinely really nice, but like I feel like with him it is something deeper, right? Because I feel like he just deep down doesn't have self-confidence, and maybe the transgender thing kind of gave him confidence, but now it's kind of also a double-edged sword to where it's like maybe it gave him a little confidence, but now it's kind of giving him less confidence. That's what it seems like to me. I don't know. Even just watching that video, he seemed very unsure of himself. Who knows? Who knows? I wish him the best though. Him, her, whatever they want to be called. Beats me. Beats me. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna fucking work on this. I'm gonna take a quick break, and then I'm gonna work on this Chromebook, and I'll be right back. Guys, we're back. Had to take a quick break and get some of these amazing Skippy peanut butter bites. These things are delicious, guys. My grandma used to make little peanut butter balls, but they were like probably 4 sizes bigger than this. These are good. They've got a crunch to them. But grandma's were so much better. They were much bigger, and the ratio to chocolate and peanut butter, there was more peanut butter in grandma's, and they were 1,000 times better than these. Anyway, these are really good though. So check those out. Skippy peanut butter bites, not to be missed. So I got one last Chromebook here. I got to take pictures of. And I think I already installed. What did I install on this? I don't know if that's a crack or what that is. Is it dead? Don't tell me it's fucking dead. It's dead. Awesome. All right, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna plug in my other camera. Hey! Oh, there's a profile. Yikes. Anyway. Yoop. I never know what to do with this stupid microphone. It's always in the way. Anyway. It's over here. That's better. Plug this in, because it looks like it's dead. But I just gotta plug in the Chromebook, make sure it's running properly. There we go. Make sure it's running properly, take some pictures of it, get it listed on eBay. So if anybody's in the market for a Acer Chromebook that is running Linux, I got one for you. It's not running Kali Linux. What is it running? I forget what I installed on it. So that's part of the reason why I want to get it up and running, take some pictures of it. Because I forget which flavor of Linux I put on it. I forget a lot of things lately. And that's okay. You know, I love tech, but I hate cords. And cords everywhere. And I wish there was a standard for these laptops. Like, some of them, the cord's on this side. Some of them, the cord's on the other side. And I got the wrong outlet. Hang tight. Is it this one? Might be that one. We'll try it. Yep. Beautiful. All right. Like I said, I don't remember what I installed on this one. But we're about to find out. There we go. How's that? Ah, Manjaro. Yes. Yeah, so we got Manjaro Linux installed on this. And it's actually running pretty good. Actually runs really nice on here. Manjaro. We got Manjaro Linux running. The case itself is a little beat up. There's like a crack underneath this key. This corner is a little cracked. Because in order to jailbreak these, you got to take this whole keyboard mechanism or assembly off. Yeah, and I installed Manjaro on here because I could not get Windows to install for some reason. I've installed Windows on several other Chromebooks, but it would not install on this one. I'm not sure why. And none of these hotkeys seem to work for brightness. I wish it did. Just go. Oh. Where's my brightness? Uh-oh. Bong, bong. What's that noise? Oh, you guys gonna take a bath? Oh, yeah. Koopy and Cat are home. Oh, Bluetooth devices. We don't need that. Arch Linux, XFCE. This windowing system, X11. Okay, so we're running a Intel Celeron N3060. Oh, it's dual core, 1.6 gigahertz times 2, 4 gigs of memory. And Mesa Intel HD graphics. So I do know, like, if you install the Windows on here, you can get a lot of these hotkeys up the front or at the top to work. But right now they're just running as the F keys, which are not labeled. So it is what it is. But yeah, I could not get Windows installed on this for some reason, which is weird. Let's see, where's the brightness? Not right, right. What the heck? What? Oh, there it goes. I was like, the B key isn't working? Whatever. Power manager. Maybe it's in there. Display. Brightness. It's almost 2 months, 8 days. What do you mean? What's 2 months, 8 days? Oh, you've been following for 2 months and 8 days? Let's go. I guess I can't adjust the brightness. That's weird. How do I adjust the brightness? Yeah, time does fly for sure. That is no joke. Just wait till you have kids, and it'll really fly by. You'll look up, and all of a sudden, your little baby's 3 years old. What I don't. How do I adjust the brightness in Linux? Because I'm not seeing it on this install of Manjaro. It just seems like the screen is like really dim. And I cannot increase it. Equipment, that's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Yeah, I don't know how to increase the brightness, as stupid as that sounds. Settings? I think, wasn't I just in settings? Yeah, just in settings. I don't know. It's confusing as hell, isn't it? Is it not? Yeah, it's not. It wasn't under Power Manager. So I don't know. I guess I gotta look it up. Give me a second. How was the tennis course? It was?
Actually just like drove that thing around.
Yeah.
And he just chased it for like 30 minutes.
Oh, nice. Digging in the dirt. Yeah, how'd that go? I was gonna say, that probably didn't. Just.
Oh, he was.
Oh, he does that with all of his toys. He's like, let's go. Like he's pretends like sticks are talking or the cars are talking. Oh, does it? On what? On Kick? Nice. Yeah, I think Kick has its own like mod view. So there's like a mod view that you can log into and it's got a bunch of options. Well, I mean, I don't think it's too much access. It's in case, because a lot of gamers, they just use the same title and then they'll just, like, it stays the same if they stream again. And so then their mods can come in and be like, hey, you forgot to change your title or your game that you're playing, and then switch it. Yeah, I don't, You gotta do all this just to, oh, here, method 2, fix brightness. Looks like they're installing like all kinds of stuff just to get it. See, so like, and if you're into doing things with the terminal, it's great because, you know, this looks like way too complicated just to add a fucking brightness slider, which I feel like should already be built in. And this guy's just, that's the grub. Update grub. Yeah, but why? What does that have to do with the brightness? That's for Ubuntu. Is Manjaro, is that a Ubuntu based? I don't know. I don't know if, does this one have like a add apps? I thought it did. There we go. The fucking B key doesn't work. So V works, N doesn't work. There's something, I think, under the keyboard where the B is. Same with the N. It's right next to each other. I'm gonna have to hit it with some lightweight brightness control tool. That's what we want. Apply. Okay. Oh, it was your first time at a flea market? Oh, in India too. I bet that was amazing. Did you take pictures? I want to see that. Good. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, did they not have any battery banks for sale at the flea market? Handle display brightness keys. What the hell? That was weird. Yeah, I mean the screen, it just looks dim to me. I don't know, but I ain't gonna worry about it. I just need to take pictures of this and get it listed. Ah, too many videos? I'll have to look that up. Give me 1 second, dude. I'm gonna take a couple pictures of this. I don't know. I might install Windows on this. I'm not sure yet because I'm not liking the Manjaro. Oh, I do need to test though. Does the audio work? I hope it does. Audio. I'm not sure what video this is going to be. Boy, does it. All right, audio works. So, all right, cool. Manjaro. There you have it, folks. Let's see. Wait. If you order it, will you take care of the shipping costs, or eBay takes care of it for the buyer, or the buyer pays them? Now, I'm not sure because I know eBay has like an international shipping thing. So I would just list it as is, regular shipping, how I normally do. And then what eBay does is they'll take all of the orders that are going overseas and like lump them together, and then ship it to their shipping hub. That way, like, it saves on like the buyer's international type shipping, because they're doing it from eBay warehouse to eBay warehouse, you know. And I'm not exactly sure on that, so don't quote me on that. But that was my understanding a couple of years ago. However, I would just list it, for sale, and then however much shipping would be calculated, and it would be calculated for you over there. Are you interested in buying the Chromebook? Because I'll sell it to you if you want it. It's a nice little laptop. I think it's only got, don't quote me on this, I think it's just 32 gigs of storage, but let me check. Nope. I think it's only 16 gigs because it says Properties, please. Because it says, if I go to admin, it says free space 3.3 gigabytes. So if it's 16 gig, it doesn't seem right. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. So you were just curious about the shipping. Yeah, what I normally do, because a lot of times like some items will be listed from China and I don't realize it. So when you do a search on eBay, actually, hold on, I'll show you. What am I doing here? Yeah, let me just close this. I think it's 16 gigs, honestly, but that sucks because that means Manjaro's taking up like 9 gigs because there's only 3 gigs left. So it's probably, I think it says 16 gigs, but they only give you 14 gigs. So it's really like Manjaro's probably taking up 9 gigs of space, which is not great, which is why I wanted to get Windows installed on this. And I might still be able to do it. So hold on. We might do that here in a second. Because I've noticed certain computers. I tried to do one last night on a MacBook or an iMac, and it did not like Ventoy. And I think certain older systems does not like Ventoy at all. Newer systems, no problem. But some of the older ones, they do not play with Ventoy very well. Sorry, I'm having like a lot of brain farts lately. What was I doing? Oh, I wanted to look up that market. I'm not sure why, but yeah, I've been having a lot of brain farts lately. Or no, I was going to show you something else. What was I going to show you? I'm sorry, dude. My brain is just not braining today. Ah, okay. So eBay. But what specifically was I going to show you? Because I totally lost my train of thought. Chinese. Oh, right. Thank you. So let's just say we're searching for a Chromebook. And so right here, you can see it says location United States. So location United States, but you can filter it right here. It says default is like worldwide. And for me, it says USA. Yeah, I can switch it to USA or North America. So I guess Chromebook was a bad example because most of these are probably going to be in the US. I don't know what else. Like, we'll just go toys. Yeah, see here, located in China. So then you accidentally like order one and then it takes like 6 weeks to get to you because you didn't realize, oh, it's in China. Or in your case, like if you ordered something and it's in the US, then they're like, oh, what the heck? And it might already be different for you guys. Is that what you're looking for? Laptop chassis parts? For what laptop? So a lot of these would be located in the United States. Okay. So let's go Lenovo Legion 5 chassis parts. Okay, so, and again, these are US dollars, so I don't know what exactly part you're looking for. But again, I would just come down here and then you can select like within so many miles. Or yours might say, you know, Asia only, or India or Asia only, something like that. Because mine will say North America for the whole thing. Just the whole chassis. Yes, hinges here, and then back screen, front screen. Probably without the glass and camera. So this is just the empty, bare bones. Oh, but it does have screws. This one says $30 each. I don't know what that means. Oh, you have to select here. Back cover plus hinges, bezel. So this is per part. Yeah, 75 for this one. Cover and bezel, 93. Palm rest, bottom case. Excuse me. But that's all. Is there something wrong with your laptop, or are you just building another one? Yeah, I don't think that's the deal for all the parts. So here, cover, hinges, hinge cover, and bezel. That's just for this. So yeah, they do that a lot of times where the original post. Yeah. So this says approximately 30 each, but this is for each piece. So it's like for this, or this, or this, or this. So you have to select which part. And then when you select, it changes the price. So I feel like that's kind of deceptive, but it'll default to like the lowest part place. So you want the back hinge cover. Back cover plus hinges. I don't know how much the shipping would be. But just the back plate with hinges is $56 US. And I don't know how much that is. Yeah. Yeah. Is it cracked or something, or what's wrong with it? Just put some super glue on it. No, the back strip, the long one. Yes. What am I opening? Oh, God. Here, can you put these away? I ate like half the bag.
Wait 1 minute.
What? So Kat has a phobia. It's Gran's biscuits. She's afraid of the Gran's biscuits. No, not just the biscuits, but it's any of these cans. I don't know if you've seen these. Hang on. So these are biscuits, okay? They're in a can, right? But it's like shrink wrap sealed, right? So it's like hermetically sealed in a vacuum. And she gets startled because you have to peel it, and I'll do it live on cam now. Ready? You peel it, and it's supposed to, when you expose the crack to air, it's supposed to pop. But it doesn't do that all the time. Then you have to like press it to get it to pop. Oh! Like that. And there's your biscuits. Biscuits. Here you go, biscuits. So, and that's how you do that. Anyway, it startles her, so she does not like to do it. So she always hands me the can. She's like, "Can you open this?" No. Yeah, I'll open it. Yeah. Brazilla says that's the worst packaging.
I know.
Yeah. But, and they also put cinnamon rolls in that type of packaging.
Yes.
And those are so delicious. Croissants, all kinds of stuff. That doughboy be doing it.
I know.
That doughboy be doing us dirty. Okay, so you got, is this the piece you're talking about? This little hinge cover? That one, I don't see that just by itself. Yeah, unfortunately, this guy doesn't have it all by itself. But now that we know what it's called, we can look that up. So instead of chassis parts, let's just look up hinge cover. And here it is. Is this it? Is this it? Oh, wait. Is that it? Lenovo Legion 5 hinge cover. Because this one's only $8.99. But that other one looked different. But if that's it, then you can get it for $8.99. Tested for key functions. So that's actually pretty cheap. Because if this is the same one here, this one's 17. Now it says free delivery, but I don't know if that's delivery to India. They may not ship overseas. This one's in Nevada. And that's what I was saying. Like, look up that. Yeah, it's different, right? So look up your hinge cover, but you got to do it locally by you. And there may not be any in your area. So that's the thing. So here's one. This looks like it, right? Is this it? This one's $10. Does that look like it? There's this thing. That looks like it's 3D printed. Does it not? That looks 3D fucking printed right there. Huh. Anyway, last one. Items been professionally tested. $9.99. Lenovo Legion 5 trim plastic hinge cover. Plop, 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 plop. So $10. This is in New York. Free economy shipping. Again, if there's none in your area, just look them up and see if this guy will ship it over there, or if eBay's shipping, international shipping, can come into play. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure that's how eBay's international shipping works, is they, it may take longer, but they, package a bunch of international things together, ship that over, and then disperse it that way. I think. I don't know. I don't know for sure. We could look that up, actually. Let's see. eBay's global shipping program. Here we go. Or international shipping program. Well, hi, buddy. Yeah, and so is that by you? $28.99 or best offer $73.52 for delivery? Because here, so we got global shipping program. And then we've got international shipping program. Yeah, here. Simplify selling abroad and having by having sellers ship items to a domestic hub, after which eBay handles international shipping, customs tracking, yada yada yada. So pretty much what I just said. Yeah, so sellers ship sold items to a domestic shipping center in the US or UK. Once the item reaches the hub, eBay manages all international logistics, custom forms, and tracking. So that's nice. Yeah, so here's the key differences right here. Cost. To sellers, sellers pay domestic shipping costs to the local hub, and then that's it. Like, hands off, eBay, you take over. So I like that they did this. And import charges too. So it makes it a lot cheaper for US sellers to sell items internationally. So it's weird that it's not showing up for you at the same price, right? And maybe eBay is taking that into account and then adding a little bit of price to compensate for their international shipping. That could be what's going on there. Because ultimately they control the pricing on their website. Yeah, so I was right. That is how eBay does it. They send it to a domestic hub and then they ship it overseas to their international eBay hub overseas and go from there. So what else was I gonna do? I want to see if I can get Windows installed on this, because this thing, I don't like that I can't get the brightness working and anything else seemed to function on here. So we're gonna give it a shot, shall we? Is that expensive? Is that expensive for you? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not bad. So eBay isn't really popular by you guys? That's kind of shocking to me. Yeah, because it's great for, finding old used products that or parts that you can't get a hold of anymore. And actually that's what was on my watch list. I don't know if you saw it. What the hell is going on with it? There we go. On my watch list. Okay, you mostly use Amazon and Flipkart. Yeah, it's interesting. eBay is great, man. I've been using eBay since I was in college, maybe even before that, because every time I would upgrade my computer, right, I would sell my old one on the used market and make a little bit of that cash back to kind of offset the cost of my new computer, and but it's nice because our power actually went out yesterday and I thought it was the neighborhood. Turns out it wasn't, and I'll show you what the problem was. Luckily I have a buddy over here that here's my watch list. I hate that all these sites are changing everything. So what it was is electricity, as he puts it, vibrates, which I knew that, but reminder, like you don't always remember these things. So electricity vibrates, and as it does, it can potentially loosen these screws that are holding the main wires to the building going through the circuit breaker. So the circuit breaker had popped and I couldn't get it to reset. So he came out, had to take apart the whole stack. Anyway, they don't make these breakers anymore. So this building was made in the 70s, and these breakers, this company is no longer in business. So that's what eBay is really good for, is that you can find stuff on here, used, new, whatever. You can find stuff that you're not going to be able to find probably anywhere else because they either don't make it anymore. It's an antique, it's old, it's out of date, nobody wants it, but there's still a market for it. So and that's why I'm surprised that that people in India don't use it, because I feel like, you know, it would be pretty useful, especially if you're trying to find something very specific that you can't find anywhere else. So good, start using it. Right? But anyway, so this is the circuit breaker. This is the circuit breaker that we would need. And just for one breaker, but this is the main breaker to the house, $56. So all in all, not a bad deal. But anyway, he reseated the circuit breaker, took it out, put it back in, tightened those screws, those main screws down really tight. And he's like, I noticed when I took it off that they were loose. And as if this was installed when the building was built, it would be 1970. So it's been vibrating, you know, those screws loose ever since. So not bad, because it lasted how many years? That's what, almost 50 years that those screws lasted. Not bad. All right, so I think we're gonna do Windows on this again. I tried to do this. I need the mouse. I'll be right back. We're back. I forgot that when installing Windows onto a Chromebook, you're going to need an external mouse. So luckily a USB with a little dongle does work in this instance. I don't know if you guys can see that. So we're doing a flavor of Windows here, Windows X Lite. And already the screen looks brighter just with the installation software. So that's part of the reason why I'm installing Windows. Windows runs great on these Chromebooks. Linux, your mileage may vary, but Windows runs just great on these things. This is a version of Windows X Lite Micro 10. So let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, so this is only a 14.4 gig hard drive. So we're going to delete. Yep. And we're going to delete. Yep. And so 14, almost 15 gigs. So a 15 gig drive, not bad. Yeah, man, I wish that would focus a little bit better. Focus. Focus, I say. Best we can do. Ah, gotcha. But I feel like, yes, new stuff, great, but you probably have a lot of old stuff that could easily be fixed with the right part. And the only place you can find that right part is probably eBay. Did you take a bath? Nice. You gonna play some? Oh my golly! Did he just fucking yeet himself up there? He said, "Yes." He said, "Yes, I did." He said, "For chocolate chips, I will yeet myself anywhere." Oh, I bet. Oh, that's what I was going to look up. I was going to look up that marketplace. So, we're installing X-Lite. We'll see how that does. But the brightness, like I said, is already better out of the box. Plus, with these Chromebooks and the software you can install, we'll be able to utilize these buttons up at the top. Whereas the Linux version, I was not able to do that. And it's like a crapshoot to try and get that. Whereas I have the software, I can just install it and it should work right out of the box. What was the name of that market that you wanted me to look up? Panam or Palanum market? Market? Palavaram? Good. Alabama market. Oh, there he is. It's Brazilla. Brazilla. Here he is, Brazilla.
நீங்க பல்லாவர சந்தைக்கு வந்தீங்கன்னா
Is that you, bud? Is that you walking around the market? I like his shirt, though. Look at his shirt. Snazzy. Look at this guy's shirt, huh? Snazzy. Look at Brazilla's shirt right here. What's that? Yeah. No, it's not really. It's not actually Brazilla.
நீங்க பல்லாவர சந்தைக்கு வந்தீங்கன்னா மிஸ் பண்ணவே கூடாத மாதிரி ஒரு 5 ஸ்பாட் சொல்றேன். அதுல மூணாவது ஸ்பாட் எல்லாருக்குமே யூஸ்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கும்.
I just put my headphones in. I can't understand a fucking word he says. What is he saying, Brazil?
வாங்க பார்க்கலாம். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் உள்ள என்ட்ரானே ரைட் சைடுல இந்த துணி கடை இருக்கும். இங்க எந்த Dress எடுத்தாலும் வெறும் 70 ரூபாய் தான்.
Oh yeah, blue jeans. You guys have a lot of blue jeans over there? Because I know in some countries, blue jeans, at least back in the 80s, like you couldn't get blue jeans overseas without spending like $3,000 or something like that. But we got blue jeans over here like all day long. And that's Tamil, and that's what I speak here. Okay, good, cool. So this is the spot. Now, if you need some blue jeans, I can send you some blue jeans.
ஷர்ட் கிராண்டான டாப் கிட்ஸ் வேர் அப்படின்னு எல்லாத்தையும் குமிச்சு போட்டிருப்பாங்க. நீங்க அள்ளிட்டு போலாம். செகண்ட் ஸ்பாட் கொஞ்சம் உள்ள போனே லெஃப்ட் சைடுல இந்த ஃபிஷ் அக்வாரியம் வந்து இருக்கும். இங்க கவரா இருக்க
fish. You can get some fish.
எது எடுத்தாலும் வெறும்
goldfish
50 ரூபாயில இருந்து 100 ரூபாய்க்குள்ள தான் இருக்கும்.
இது வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு 5 சீட் வெறும்
couches
5500 ரூபாய்க்கு கொடுக்குறோம். இந்த செட் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு லெதர் கோட்டிங் சோஃபா 4 சீட் இது உங்களுக்கு 5500 ரூபாய் தான் வருது இந்த செட்டும்.
இந்த ஸ்பாட்ல வெறும் 500 ரூபாய்க்கு 5 saree கொடுக்குறாங்க. அதுவும் நீங்க காட்டன் வர்க் பூனம் அப்படின்னு எல்லா சாரியும் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணியே எடுத்துக்கலாம். ஃபைனல் ஸ்பாட் 90s
green and purple chickens. What am I looking at? Is this Easter chickens?
இதுக்கெல்லாம் ரொம்ப ஃபேவரட்டான கலர் கோழி குஞ்சு இங்க கிடைக்கும். அதுவும் வெறும் 10 ரூபாய்க்கு.
Oh my goodness. Look at this, honey. Honey, look at this. Purple and pink and green chickens.
நான் சொன்னது மட்டும் இல்லாம நீங்க மனசுல நினைக்கிற எல்லாமே வெள்ளிக்கிழமை மட்டும் இருக்கு இந்த பல்லாவரம் சந்தையில இருக்கும். நீங்களும் போய் ட்ரை பண்ணி பாருங்க. Until then, bye from Abdul.
நீங்க away. That looks like fun. Yeah, I mean, flea markets are great. I haven't been to an actual flea market, but over here we have things called yard sales or rummage sales or garage sales. It's all the same thing. Basically, you set up a little shop in front of your house and then put up signs and people come by and you sell all your stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and you sell all your old stuff that you don't want anymore. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I used to love yard sales. Well, I still do, but when I was growing up, I loved yard sales. A lot of old shit right here.
Hi friends, எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். ஸோ நேற்றுக்கு தெலுங்கு நியூ இயர் செலிப்ரேட் பண்ணிவிட்டு நாளைக்கு வந்து ரம்ஜான் பிரியாணிக்காக வெயிட்டிங்கில் இருப்பீங்கன்னு தெரியும். ஸோ இன்றைக்கி சந்தையில் என்னெல்லாம் ஸ்பெஷலாக இருக்குன்றதை நம்ம சந்தையில் போய் பார்க்கலாம். வாங்க வீடியோக்குள்ளே போகலாம்.
மறக்காம சர்ப்ரைஸ் பண்ணுங்க.
சந்தையில என்ட்ரு ஆனவன நம்மள வரவேற்கிறதுக்கு
Look at all this junk. See, like, yeah, you can get anything at a flea market, but a lot of this just looks like, you know, they're buying it at AliExpress and just like selling it to you for a discount.
இந்த கலரான ப்ளூடூத் கேஜெட்ஸ் வந்து நிறைய பார்க்கலாம். ஸோ ப்ளூடூத்
Oh, Koopy wants to be on camera again? Hang on, guys. Koopy. Hey. Koopy. Cooper. Hey. There he is. How do you feel when you listen to a new language? You mean Indian or? Hey, Coop. Brazilla says, hey, Coop. Oh, he's hiding. He was just messing with the camera. That's why I thought he wanted to be on cam, but it's not. So you're asking, how do I feel when I, any new language? I mean, I guess sometimes confused, sometimes like, oh, you don't speak what I speak, or, you know, like, because I've been overseas to Thailand and Singapore. A lot of the people over there actually spoke English, so that was good. I've been to Dubai, and a lot of people over there spoke English or enough English to where we could, like, you know, get where we needed to go and do what we needed to do. But I don't know. I think different languages are fascinating. I guess I don't understand what you mean. How does it make me feel? It doesn't make me feel any sort of way. I'm just like, oh, they're not speaking what I'm speaking, so we're not going to be able to understand each other. However, you can still communicate, but it's a challenge. You know what I mean? So I guess I feel challenged. If that's kind of what you're asking.
Speakers and battery operated fans, சார்ஜிங் கேபிள்ஸ், இந்த மாதிரி ஐட்டங்கள்லாம் நிறைய பார்க்க முடியும். என்ட்ரு ஆனவுடனே இது வந்து வரும். ஸோ இது வந்து யூஸ்வலாக எவ்ரி வீக் வந்து இதே ஐட்டங்கள் தான் போடுவாங்க. ஸோ ஒன்றும் ஸ்பெஷலாக வந்து இந்த ஷாப்பில் புதுசாக சொல்கிற மாதிரி எதுவும் இல்லை. அண்ட் அதுக்கப்புறம் இன்னைக்கு இந்த ஸ்பீக்கர்ஸ் எல்லாம் சேலுக்கு வந்துருந்ததுங்க. இந்த ஸ்பீக்கர்ஸ் பாருங்க, இது வந்து மானிட்டர் ஸ்பீக்கர் மாதிரி தான் இருக்கு. வித் ஃப்ரண்ட்ல வந்து ஷீல்டு.
Okay, he says AliExpress or anything that gets imported is double the price. Ooh, because of India with the strict tariffs. I did not know that. Now, what were you asking, honey? Yeah.
Like if there's
He said, is Tamil, is that the dialect that you speak, or is that just the name of the market? Kat wanted to know which dialect you speak. Do you speak Hindi? So can't see much foreign products. So can't see. So you're saying none of these are foreign, these products here? But Kat was asking if you speak Hindi, or is there a specific dialect or dialects that you speak? Yeah, his dialect is Tamil, the oldest language in the world. I didn't know that.
I think I worked
It might be.
with a girl who said that was the dialect that she spoke too.
Oh.
But she also spoke Hindi because I guess, or it's just like more people use it.
Yeah, that's probably like the bigger language, but not the original. Or yeah, I don't know. And there's a lot, and like you said, that's the oldest language in the world. I don't know, because what were we looking at? Like, and I don't know, because like the oldest written manuscript that I think we have is supposedly the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and I don't know what language they were speaking. But that's not, And then we got the Egyptians, who knows what the hell they were speaking, and civilizations before that. Ooh, pizza! Let's go! Check this out. Weird little pizza. Oh. Let's go. These are the biscuit pizza. Oh, he says he speaks Marathi, Tamil, Hindi fluently, and I can speak and write them. Oh, so they're different, like, writings as well. Interesting. So it's different spoken and written. Interesting.
You must be one smart cookie then.
Well, he is a doctor.
Yeah.
Or about to be.
Memorize all of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. So this time it seems to have worked. We got Windows installed on here, so that's a good sign. Yeah, I think it was Ventoy that just was not doing it. So he says, I can understand French and Japanese and read some. Wow, you are a smart cookie. You are a smart cookie. Or what were you saying the other day? Sorry, I was thinking of a joke. You're one smart feller. It's better than being a fart smeller.
Were you asking me like I told that joke?
Yeah, didn't you say something? No, but didn't you say something like that the other day? You're like, yeah, fart smeller.
No.
And it made me think of the joke, like, oh, you're one smart feller. It's better than being a fart smeller. No, I said it made me think of that joke. Because you were talking about fart smellers, I think. She's in a house with 3 boys. And actually, the girl cat smells worse than us all. As we all witnessed yesterday. It's both of them. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. And I love it. Other Indian dialects like Malayalam. Sorry. Malayalam. That's what it says. Malayalam. Did I say that right? Malayalam. Malayalam. Telugu. Canada. Urdu. So almost 11 to 15 languages. Wow. I can understand them because people around me speak them. So dope. So dope, in fact. Yeah, that's really cool. I don't speak any other language. Except Pig Latin. I do know Pig Latin. I butchered it. Come on. How do you say it? Malayalam.
Feeling that you butchered it. Maybe you should Google or
Malayalam.
YouTube how you say it.
Right here. Malayalam.
Maybe YouTube it.
Maybe you YouTube it. Malayalam. That's what I said. Malayalam. Malayalam. That's exactly how I said it. Malayalam.
Starting a freaking lawnmower.
Exactly. Malayalam. 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 Canada. Yeah, Canada. 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 That's good pizza right there. He says, Marathi is my mother tongue. Nice.
Noise.
Nice. Oh. All right. Go back over to the ninja cam here. So, my... Ooh, poopy. That's slightly loud and annoying to me. That's okay. No, it's just fine. He's playing. So we got Windows installed, and now I gotta install a few apps after the fact, but awesome. He's good, honey. He's fine. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Oh, and my great, 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 great grandfather is a renowned, famous king. What? I didn't know we were speaking to royalty. What's his name? Oh, I don't want to butcher that. Chhatrapati. Is that right? Chhatrapati. It's all these words are like tongue twisters over here. Chhatrapati. And I'm sure Savaja. Chhatrapati. And then Sivaji. Sivaji. Nice. I nailed that one. See? Nailed it. Nailed it. Nice. Nice. Mmm. Pizza. We love pizza. All right. So we're going with the basics. Putting Snappy Driver on the desktop. Think. Oh, another one? Hell yeah. Thank you. Install 7-Zip. Always. 7-Zip is like my first app I always install. Because you gotta have 7-Zip. If you're not using 7-Zip, what's wrong with you? Oh, this probably ain't gonna work because I'm not connected to the internet. We'll do light shot. Should I? Yeah, why not? That's good pizza right there. Huh? Yeah, it's good pizza. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm wondering, can you like cut these in half, like the biscuits, since they're are these the I was gonna say, well, what if you cook it like you did, and then let them cool, and then like peel them apart? You know what I mean? Because it looks like this, you know. You got two small pizzas right here, which is still fine. It's good, but you could like make more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like slap some more cheese and more on top, so it would be more pizzas.
Something I've been trying to figure out too.
Well, and you did, because you pulled them out, you baked them, pulled them out, put the sauce and cheese, right? Yeah. So maybe let them cool, peel them apart. So it would take a lot longer, but would it be worth it? I think so. So does that mean you're a great prince? Is that what that means? Yeah, I'm just installing all the Chromebook drivers, etc., etc. Get a picture of this. Get it up. Yeah, web browsers take up a lot of memory. I'll be right back. Just a quick. Had to put my plate back so I can have a little more room on my desk. But yeah, web browsers nowadays take up a lot of RAM. Lots and lots and lots of RAM. Yeah, I was showing my buddy yesterday my new truck, all the upgrades I put in there, and he's like, "Oh my God, I love that stereo." He's like, "You got to send me that link." And then I showed him, just simple, the thing that the windows in the car, the original buttons on the driver's side only did auto down on the driver's side door, but there's a button. Like a new panel you can buy on Amazon for $25, and it does all 4 down, so it'll roll all 4 of your windows down automatically, and then you push it up again, and all 4 will go automatically all the way up, so you don't have to sit there and hold them down. You just flick them, and then boom, all the way down, boom, all the way up. All right. No, and a lot of cars, even my Honda, it only had the front 2 windows that would go, oh, there he is, that would go all the way down, but the back one were not. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Come here. Hi. Look who it is. Say hi, guys. Hi, guys. Yeah. Okay, hang on. Buddy. Okay, that's my drawer. That is my drawer. You're welcome. You can have that. Yeah, I thought it is the default in all of the cars. Yeah, it should be, in my opinion. I think it should be. But no, so for like $25, you just pop it out, 3 screws, pull the connector, and then you put the new one in, and I love it. And it's weird. Just something as simple as that. I don't know if that's the best upgrade or the 13-inch screen that I put in. The whole computer system. It's basically a computer. I love it. But I don't know which one I like better, because I love being able to put the windows down with a flick of a wrist and then back up. It's so much nicer. Anywho, I am gonna finish this up. I think I'll finish it up off camera. I am gonna jump off because boy's getting a little rambunctious, and I gotta give them a little attention today. We did have a great time yesterday. We had some friends over, and he was up till like 10 o'clock at night. Oh, Ivy just showed up. Ivy, how you doing, bud? I was just about to sign off, man. I'm so sorry. And your intro did not go off again. Unbelievable. But I got you, bud. Let's see. Ivy. Why didn't it go off? No, I know. And I have it on YouTube, though. It's on YouTube.
Lumia makes this super
super simple. You can do this through entrances. A simple way that you can set this up. If you go to alerts.
Oh, that's weird. It's like playing the entrance alert. Huh. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know why it's not going off. Are you on the vertical? Are you on the vertical version? Because I can't tell the difference between these. You're not on vertical. Yeah, because I connected it to the regular one. It should pop off when your username comes in. IV a tail. Yeah. I don't know, man. I apologize, but it's not popping off when it's supposed to. Yeah, and yours should have popped off too, because I've got you on there as well. Triggered this stream, nada. Only variations? Yeah, it should have popped off. I'll have to ask him about that because the entrances are not working, which is weird. So we'll figure it out. But yeah, they work for TikTok, they work for Kick, but YouTube doesn't seem to be working. They used to. I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually. But yeah, guys, I am gonna jump off of here. So thank you for being here. How long have we been going? Yeah, we've been going about 2.5 hours. I am gonna jump off. I gotta finish up this. I'm gonna finish up this Chromebook off the stream here. I just gotta install a couple other drivers. It's kind of boring stuff, and then I'll get this one up on YouTube or on eBay. Hey. See, that would work. Brazilla, welcome to the fan club. Let's go, buddy. Thank you. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate you. And yeah, that reminds me. I was going to put it. Oh, Ivy too. Hell yeah. Let's go, guys. So we know that the alerts are being triggered. So the YouTube alerts are being triggered. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to also, I want to implement, and I have a text scroller. Is it working? No. I have a button for the text scroller, and I don't know if it's here. Yeah, text scroll. It is on. Let me see over here. Give me 1 second, guys. That would be why. Okay. Close up. Yeah, so I have a text scroller. No, it's not working. So I have the scroller, and I think I'm going to add on there, either on this one. I used to use it for doing customs, right? But I'm going to add the latest memberships up there. So I'm going to add that too. So you should see your guys' names like scrolling by here as being members of the club. So I thank you guys very, very much. So look out for that on the next stream. And let me know too, like if you guys have any ideas for the next stream. Give me 1 second. Let me turn this off. There we go. Yeah, because I had it set so that my Stream Deck would turn that on and off. But I'll probably just have it turned on if it's just going to be the memberships. So anyway, guys, thank you for being here, and thank you for the memberships. That was so nice of you guys. So I will see you guys in the next one. So, peace out.